need to move quickly. The sooner we make it to Wes and deploy the countermeasure, the better. Every minute we delay gives that mind of his time to figure out what we're up to and how to stop us. So, are you ready?
Yes, but I am actually going to be... I'm going to be a little bit more quiet here because these characters will not shut up throughout this entire sequence that's coming up. They will not shut up at all.
All right, we made it in, but we won't be here for long if we don't take out some of the others' critical systems.
Agreed.
Let's work with Ilea to isolate a number of those systems. We'll divide and conquer here. You and the Defiant will tackle one set of targets, while Sean and I will handle the others. Care to place a wager on which group finishes first?
Stay focused, we got work to do.
All right, let's get this over with. Engage.
Teaming up with my doppelganger. This ought to be interesting.
Yep, but you're completely useless.
They're liable to throw everything they have.
I'd expect nothing less from the Emperor and his lackey.
Have your ship scan those nodules and they look important.
The nodules are critical engine components. Disable them to reduce energy generation and flow.
Disrupting the other power system. Lions for time.
Now, I want you to bear in mind all of these groups of trash mobs. They may seem pointless, and I actually thought they were pointless at first, but there is a point to them, and I'll elaborate on that at the end of this section.
First 6 nodules disabled, moving to the next one.
We're encountering quite a bit of resistance down here. Nothing we can't handle, though.
That's our full set disabled. Let's move on to next targets.
Acknowledged. We're moving on, too.
Scan that huge spherical section. It looks like something's happening inside it.
It is used to generate plasma bolts. Your weapons are not strong enough to damage it.
patriotism is dying for the Empire, not the Emperor.
What are those large pylons? They seem related to the plasma bolts that the other fires.
They are part of the boat launcher system. Disable them, and the other will not be able to fire efficiently.
So, how do we disable these pylons?
Use the virus that Ilea has provided to us.
Taking some heavy fire here, Lita.
Worry about the virus, Captain. I'll worry about the ships.
What can you tell us about these huge pylons? They must have an important purpose.
Huh! Those things are emitting radio waves. Not exactly a modern comm system.
Do-do-do-do.
That did it. We've neutralized their targeting systems. Keep moving.
Almost done with this section.
Sean, your damage output is up. Want some pointers?
We're doing fine. Try not to fry your power grid showing off for the others.
The Terran music is legit. I'm turning it up a little bit.
Live and die for the Emperor. Terrans to the end.
The Emperor lost his way. Once, I would have died for it. No longer.
fleet. This is Captain Sean of the USS Enterprise. Stand down. This isn't a fight you'll win.
Ah, please, tell me you don't think they'll surrender, Captain.
Stranger things have happened. We're fighting together for one.
Yeah, these people are fighting for their right to exist right now. Like, death for them right now is infinitely preferable to what Crusher will do to them if they refuse. I'll talk more about that at the end of this section.
Those nodules below are definitely giving off some energy.
Woo! If there was actually collision in the game, that would have been a very viable strategy to just repulsor beam someone into the wall. It works in Bridge Commander.
The nodules control a force field over the mouth of the vessel. Disable their shields, then destroy them.
Moving to engage the shield generators.
Acknowledged. Once they're down, we'll meet you at the rendezvous point.
The Defiant will now be useless. Oh, maybe not. Did they buff the Inquisitor's ship? Because I remember the Inquisitor's ship being ass in this mission. Let's see. You have cannons, dude. You have quad cannons. Use them. He's lieutenant level, man. I feel insulted. Let's break his balls.
Approaching rendezvous coordinates now. Allied ships on sensors.
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. Time to enter the belly of the beast.
Continue. All right,
Look,
let's shoot the thing.
that ship. It's a smaller version of the other.
Smaller, yes. But also deadly.
It's in our way. Let's do something about that so we can move on.
Ooh. Summoning the Herc.
It can't take much more. Keep it up.
Come on, give me 5. Give me 5. 5. Shit. Did nothing. 4 more. Die.
Shooting everyone. The Inquisitor and I will cover you out here. The rest is up to you.
Yep. There it is. The Terran music is legit. So is the Tholian music, come to think of it, so the next story arc should at least have some good music.
I can't help feeling like we're being toyed with. But Wesley allowed us to come this far, like a cat playing with its prey.
Alright. Now, I want you to bear that in mind, like a cat playing with its prey. All of the ships we faced have been absolutely no match for us. In fact, most of them have been frigates. Absolutely, completely, hopelessly outclassed by a Galaxy, a Defiant, and 2 Odysseys, one of which is a Dreadnought. So, one time, I actually took count of how many ships Mirror Wesley threw at me. So, Reliance, the frigates, those were 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37. Along with 1 science ship, 1 command ship, 1 escort, and something else. Can't read my own damn handwriting. So each of those Reliants had about 200 people each, like on the crew, and so I tallied up the numbers between all of the ships. I kept a tally. I found out the crew values for each of these ships, and I added them all together. You know what it came up to? 9,700. Let me go ahead and, this ambient volume. 9,700. Now, when the Borg invaded in Next Generation and wiped out 39 starships at Wolf 359, they wiped out over 11,000 Starfleet officers, and that was considered a crippling defeat for Starfleet, as it should be. 11,000 experienced veteran officers. Wesley Crusher threw a Wolf 359 at you, simply for his own entertainment. The people on those ships were probably under orders to either die to you or cease existing. Why am I going to the trouble of talking about this? Well, I want to get across how evil, and this is the point of this section, is to get across how evil and completely devoid of any kind of consideration for sentient life Emperor Crusher is. Which I get, and that's good. But this is also going to be a reason I'm going to take it an issue with the way this mission ends. I've already talked a little bit about this over on the video, the Fleet Ops video that I did with Mikey and Flare Spire. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it here. But let us proceed.
We made it. True.
And to the
So
other.
there's still enough.
So let's see, Hunter, Reyes. I am actually... going to bring Sieg. I need to kid out Reyes with command like crazy. Vareem. Yeah. Third. Not the third you're thinking of. And you know who you are. This is a different third. This is the holo engineer from Delta Rep. Let's see. No, we'll bring Hunter. We'll bring Hunter. Two self. Plus... Okay, Hunter can heal himself. Alright. Let's go.
Can't say I'm thrilled to be in here again. The list of people who have come here and survived to tell the tale is pretty short. Naturally, my name's on the top of that list. A dubious honor, to be sure.
Focus.
Right. We'll need to make our way to the core area, across a number of artificial islands, like this one. Expect attacks from security drones. And whatever else the Emperor might have dreamed up since last time I was here.
Gonna need this thing. Understood. Ready weapons and move out. Okay, Sieg has the Mako stuff, right? I mean, he's got shitty Mako. No, he's got decent Mako stuff. Alright. Some very Final Fantasy dungeon music going on right now.
I'm detecting a strange anomaly ahead. Let's go examine it.
There you are, Wesley. Another strong son of the Empire, Doctor. Congratulations. Thank you. He's going to do great things one day.
I have the results of the med scans you requested as well.
His neural capacity, cognitive ability, they're amazing.
You realize we must report these findings to Section 31, yes?
No, unless you want your affair with the Vulcan exposed as well.
No. I do not, Doctor.
Then we have an understanding. You're dismissed. Don't you worry, Wesley. I won't allow my son to be a lab rat, dissected by some section...
I fired that off a little prematurely. Happens to every guy,
I'll do
eventually.
everything I can to protect you. Always.
What? What are you doing?
Trying not to get killed by the absolute shitload of enemies you spawn.
Shoot first. Answers later.
That went better than previously. So I have a suspicion, probably mentioned this before, that was supposed to be in an in-engine cutscene that we were supposed to get because the Fujiwhara effect, I'm certain that this is two missions that have been smashed into one.
I think that projection was from one of Wesley's early memories, perhaps the earliest. I remember it like it was yesterday, the moment I knew Wesley was special, even as an infant. It was also the moment I knew I had to keep his gifts a secret.
Why would he show that to us?
I'm not sure. It could be his subconscious at work, going over pivotal events in his life before now. He might be using them as an anchor to avoid losing his sense of self, his identity.
You see any details that could help us, let us know. Let's keep moving. She will not.
Things have taken a turn for the strange around here. And that's saying something.
I'm detecting another memory engram on this island. I can't help but wonder...
The music needs to chill.
Jellicoe's asked me to serve on the Enterprise, and I've accepted the offer.
The new flagship? That's great, Mom.
He assured me that you'll be allowed on board, but you'll need to maintain your ruse, son.
What? No! Mom! I'm tired of hiding what I can do!
Wes, if Jellicoe knew about your gifts, he'd exploit them. And if he saw you as a threat, he'd have you killed. You need to be patient, son.
Yeah, well...
Jellicoe is weak. It won't be long until he's...
Rocky.
replaced.
Rocky, do you mind?
Yes. You're right. Of course.
Soon, you'll be able to show the Empire what you're made of, son. Your future, our future, will be limitless.
Stay out of my mind!
Well, somebody's crazy.
Yep, bringing 2 healers was the right decision. Technically, I have 3 healers because Beverly's here, but... Does she count when she's really just a mad scientist?
Jellicoe. That conniving snake could have been the end. For me and Wesley.
Clearly not. How?
Captain Jellicoe made an enemy of Jean-Luc Picard. few do that and live to tell the tale, and he was not one of the few. Once Jellicoe was out of the way, Wes and I were able to join Picard and serve the Empire with distinction aboard the Enterprise.
I see. Good moment for you both. Jellicoe, not so much.
These memories we're finding could be some attempt at communication. But why?
There's one here, too. Ready for another trip down memory lane?
Wesley, how? You were on the Enterprise in deep space and now you're here? On Terra?
Something's happened, Mom. Something incredible.
Tell me, what happened?
We found something, Mom. Or rather, someone. A being of great power. Power that belongs to me now.
What kind of power exactly?
Power over time and space. The power to travel great distances in the blink of an eye. And more.
This is the moment you've been waiting for, son. Not even the Emperor can stand against such power.
Yeah, about that. I think the Emperor has been sitting in my chair long enough, don't you? It's time to do something about that.
I will end you for this!
Oh, that Summoner Drone's dead. Never go first. Ow. I feel like I should be busting on a double-barreled shotgun to this music. Like, I need a Gatling gun and a double-barreled shotgun and a friggin' BFG 9000.
Ah, yes. The day West decided to take the Imperial throne for himself. I remember it well. With the powers he took from the Traveler, he was practically unstoppable. He made surgical strikes throughout the upper echelon of the Empire. One by one, he eliminated all of the Emperor's key allies. No one could stop him, not even the Emperor.
Another pivotal moment for him, and you.
Very much so. At the time, I was filled with pride and ambition. To be the mother of the Emperor, to have that level of power and influence, it was a little intoxicating, to be honest. It wasn't until later that I realized what that level of power could do to a person.
Indeed. We should keep moving. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch up. For this thing.
I think the other is trying to tell us something. It's important.
Is it?
Could be a little clearer. These visions are getting on my nerves.
Not every problem is solved with a phaser and a smirk, Lita.
We're gonna solve this problem with phasers and a smirk, Doctor.
Thank you for seeing me, Majesty.
Mom, it's me. No need for formalities.
As you wish.
Oh, I've seen that look before. That's the son we need to talk look. Okay. What's on your mind?
Wes, this new plan of yours.
What about it?
It's reckless. You've gone too far this time.
And? And what if I have? What then?
You are powerful, son, but you're not invincible. There are still ways to kill you.
Is that a threat I'm hearing, Mom?
This This is Terra, son. No one is above the Empire, not even the Emperor.
I am the Empire, Mother. Planets burn at my command. No one is above me. No one. Perhaps you need some time alone to realize this. Guards! Escort my mother to the Inquisitor.
Don't do this, son.
Enough! Take her away now.
Get out of my head! Now!
Whatever, Emo, get. So, planets, plural, burn at his command. Billions and billions of sentient beings are dead because of him. In fact, every battle we've had with the Terran Empire, up to and including their involvement in the Temporal Liberation Front, has been because of Emperor Crusher. Just slide that in with what I was talking about, with the number of people he sent at us just for fun.
To this day, I'm surprised he didn't kill me for that. He's killed people for a lot less, believe me.
Instead, he had you incarcerated.
He might regret that soon. By that point, he'd made enough people in high places nervous. Nervous enough to facilitate my research, even in prison. And now, we have the countermeasure, which could lead to his death. As a doctor, and his mother. That's something I don't want to happen. I want to bring him back from all this, save his life, not end it.
But let's go ahead and throw that one on. Do what we can.
I understand. Ending his life might be necessary, but as a former leader of the Empire once said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or the one. In the end, I'll do what I have to do. You have my word.
Understood.
Looks like this leads to the center.
And it's a long one. Time to stretch our legs. I heard what you said back there. Are you sure you can end him? If it comes down to it.
I gave my word. That should be enough for you, Admiral. If he's gone too far to save, I'll do it. I'll do my duty as a Terran officer and as a mother.
I will summon nodes from Vija to disrupt the connection between the Emperor and the other. You will need to activate them when they arrive.
Understood. Doctor, is the countermeasure ready?
It's ready. Once we've separated Wesley from the other, we'll need to introduce the countermeasure. There's a problem, however.
It doesn't work.
I'm reading an unusually high energy field in here. 12th power level. The countermeasure will fail in that environment. Those pylons are giving me an idea, though.
We need more of them.
We may be able to utilize them to reduce the power level and enable the countermeasure successfully.
We'll keep that in mind, Doctor. Let's get to it.
There he is. Let's do this.
No. Wesley. Are we too late? Are you too far gone to save?
Yes.
You came here to save me. Me! You're the only people here that need saving.
Whatever, Emperor Tight Pants.
I'm impressed you made it this far, Mom. Well done. Seriously though, do you really think you're going to talk me out of this?
We'll do what we have to. Talking, step 1.
It's the first and last step for you. Once I've digitized V'ger, I'll do the same to that pathetic reflection of Terra out there. But you and your friends won't be around to see that. This is just another chapter in the book of my life, but for you, this is your grand finale, and it's not gonna be a happy ending, I assure you.
Right. Step 2, then.
We must disrupt the merging of the Emperor and the other.
I know you think you're doing the right thing here, but you really aren't.
You need to stop this, Wesley, while you still can.
I'm the one doing the right thing, the necessary thing.
Well, that went well.
I feel like there's elaboration that we never got on why he's doing this. What mistakes? Come here. Come here. Your buffs are actually really good at staying out of his way. Clear this stuff out. Reminds me of the friggin' Sentinel beam from Halo.
Transmitting countermeasure data to you now. Upload the data at each tower. If I'm right, the other will deploy the countermeasure and remove Wesley's powers.
You stopped the merge, but you're still no match for me. No match at all. All I have to do is wipe you out and start the merge again. Easy.
So, this is lame.
Then I'll have all the time I need to do what must be done.
Oh. Like, what he's doing right now, we're basically fighting, like, this is like Dio, essentially, from JoJo. He's like if Dio and,
Upload the countermeasure data. Hurry.
He's like if Dio and Poochie, like, if their stand powers were rolled into one, essentially. I'm just gonna stubborn my way out of a time trap. There we go. And, like... this is all he can do. This, what he's doing right now, is flailing.
I need backup now.
Like, this is flailing. This is pathetic, what he's doing right now, compared to what he should be able to do to us.
Wesley's defenses are weakened. There's no choice. Open fire!
That's more like it.
Aspiration 1B now is on my nerves, yet there you are.
We need to upload more countermeasure data.
Ah, stuff on my desk. And yeah, it feels like there's way more of him playing solo than there ever was in co-op. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't know what happened there.
Trap the doctor in the hive. Get her out of there.
Yeah, this is lame.
I can't move. I need help.
I'll spare your life, Bob, but I won't let you interfere with your life.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm unstuck.
He's weakened again. Don't hold back. Open fire.
This is a no-win situation for you. You have no chance. None.
We actually have a pretty good
One more
chance.
set of towers. Keep going.
You are incredibly pathetic.
So much for trying to protect me, Mom. Good job.
Wes, you're forcing me to make a terrible choice here. Don't make me kill you.
You remember Nylent in Black Mesa? If you played Black Mesa, they really improved the fight with Nylent at the end of Half-Life. That's really what Wesley should have been like. Now, I'm not saying like it should be 1-to-1, but Nylent at the end of Black Mesa does the kind of things that Wesley should be doing.
His powers are weaker, but they're not gone yet. Keep at it.
Every time I see it.
No! No! This is not over! No! No, no! Mom! Come on, wake up. Wake up. Don't do this to me, Mom. Please, Mom.
Here we go.
I didn't mean to. It's this thing, Mom. It's the other. I did it. It wasn't me.
No. Wes, it was.
Mom.
Oh, this music.
It was you, but you lost control of it and yourself.
Mom, I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would go this far.
It's over now, son. It's over.
Seeker.
I hate the music.
It is over. Vija and Sika are restoring all that was digitized before.
I know. Give me a second. This music is fucking... There we go. Overpoweringly bad for this moment. This is why I play the game with no music. Like, you have really good music, like the Terran combat music, and then you get, like, music that just demolishes all the cutscenes that play, because it's just fucking random. It's so irritating. This game has good music, and I would like to listen to it. I just don't want it to demolish my experience by having the music on. V'ger and Seeker are restoring all that was digitized before. V'ger and Seeker have their work cut out for them if they want to prevent that gravity. The gravitational forces are already kind of screwed. What happens now to Wesley and the Seeker?
They will join Vija and myself on our journey. Together, we will teach them, help them to grow beyond their destructive natures. In a way,
Okay, that music sucks.
A family.
A very powerful and potentially dangerous family.
We understand your concerns, but we are not ready to end their lives when the chance to heal them exists. Long ago, the crew of the Enterprise trusted Vija and myself to do the right thing here, above the Earth. We are asking you to do the same now.
You've risked a lot for us. We'll trust you to help them, as if we had a choice.
It's time, Mom. I wish it didn't have to end this way, but I think V'ger and Aliyah are taking Seeker and me to a better place. A new frontier, beyond this universe. I've had enough of ruling an empire. I think I'm gonna like being an explorer.
So, here's the thing I have issue with. I do not have an issue with V'ger and Seeker taking Wesley. Because we don't have a say in the matter. We don't. V'ger and Seeker, like, here, this is why Kagran's simulation is dumb. Kagran's simulation is based upon the idea that there's anything we can do in this scenario. There isn't. He describes it as a cosmic level threat, like we're like superheroes in like a Marvel story. We're not. Or at least we shouldn't be. Like, and to put that in perspective, when the Marvel heroes face a cosmic level threat, usually they all die. Everybody's familiar with the Infinity Saga and because of pop culture and the Marvel movies, but the Infinity War, like the Infinity Gauntlet is split up into like multiple different comic arcs in Marvel. There's like Infinity Quest, Infinity War, something else. But in Infinity War, the actual comic, not the movie, everybody dies. And I do mean everyone. Thanos runs a freight train over basically the entire Marvel roster, except for a few of them, like except for a few of the cosmic level heroes like Adam Warlock, who had nothing to do with the Infinity Stone movies for some reason. So yeah, cosmic level threat should be. There really isn't anything you can do about it. V'ger, Seeker taking Wesley, it's out of our hands. That's not the part I take issue with. The part I take issue with is the sudden insistence that, well, Wesley was a sweet kid, and like he's okay deep inside because he was a sweet kid, you know. I'm sure a lot of bad guys throughout history were sweet kids. That doesn't stop them from being responsible for the things that they did. Now, there's absolutely no way we can prosecute this because V'ger and Seeker are taking him, and I have no problem with that. The problem I have with this whole ending is the tact that it takes with him to try and redeem him somewhat by, like, all those shots of, like, how he grew up in his life and such. This guy has murdered billions. This guy sent almost just 300 people shy of 10,000 people at me on one run of this mission. Just for fun, knowing they would die. That is, regardless of whatever his nature was, that is who he has become. He didn't do that. Nothing made him do that. He did that because he could. He was, to him, regular humans, with possibly the sole exception of his mother, are like ants to be held under a magnifying lens. So, this sort of like a nice, like a really nice, sweet ending for him is something that I just don't get. Now, there is a Star Trek Continues episode called Pilgrim of Eternity, in which Apollo returns from the original series, and he starts getting to his old tricks up on the Enterprise because his species is dying. They're like, the Olympic Pantheon is an actual thing in Star Trek. They're aliens, of course, but his species is dying, and his species sort of feeds off of adulation. You ever watch Stargate with the Ori? It's kind of the same thing. They feed off of belief in worship. Like, they're literally sustained by clap your hands if you believe, essentially. But he manages to find another way to survive by helping people. And he doesn't turn over a new leaf immediately, but there's a time skip at the end of the episode where he's sort of like just left on this planet. Like this pre-warp world to just walk the planet, and he spends like 1,000 years walking that planet just helping people. He doesn't change the culture of the planet. He doesn't like try to conquer or dominate the people there. He just helps them after 1,000 years, he's been completely rejuvenated, and he's turned over a new leaf. I can accept that kind of ending for this character. Like, he's a bad guy, and it's going to take him a long, long time to get there, but eventually, with the help of these two cosmic beings that are there to keep an eye on him and keep him on the straight and narrow, eventually it's possible this guy might reform. I would have liked that ending better than this. Is the stupid music still there? It's less stupid now.
I think it's something you've always wanted to do, but the cruel reality of the Empire kept you from it. Now's your chance. Make the most of it. And remember that no matter where you are, you have a proud mother that loves you very much. Always.
Yeah, stop having kids. Crusher.
I love you too, Mom. Always.
Like, I'm gonna be real, it's probably not gonna be an issue at this point, but still. Don't have any more kids. Don't adopt. Don't do anything. Because your kids keep turning into, like, your kids keep either develop superpowers or they jeopardize the entire Federation. Stop it. No more.
It's been a long day. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to leave this place and find a very strong drink. Ready to beam out?
Yup. I have no idea what's happening here, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Why did Seeker just explode? You could have kept Pavo. Nobody would have missed it. And sudden Deep Space Nine theme? Okay. So, I don't know why Seeker... So, the reason for that... So, this is set up early in the movie. But early in the motion picture, we're introduced to the transporter and the concept of matter and energy being swapped. This is something that comes up repeatedly throughout the motion picture, being the process of being digitized, converted from matter to energy and back. Spock stumbles upon examples of this throughout the... I'm going to turn the music down. Through his little jaunt through V'ger. So all of that was as sort of a foreshadowing what was eventually going to happen to Decker and Ilia, or the Ilia probe, rather. They refer to her as Ilia constantly, but that's not actually Ilia. It's just an automaton in the form of Ilia with her memories. So, Decker merges with V'ger. That's the whole thing V'ger wants. V'ger, like, and this is one of the reasons why I feel like this story's a little wrong-headed, and the Kagran thing, is because V'ger was not an enemy to be vanquished. The only way they could possibly have a hope of stopping V'ger was by blowing themselves up, and even then, we're not sure if that's gonna work. Like, it was 11th hour. And when Decker merged with the Ilia probe in V'ger, and it did that by converting the three of them and the entire V'ger vessel or the entire vessel built around V'ger, rather, into energy and combining them. That's what that explosion was, essentially. At the end of the motion picture, where you saw the Enterprise sort of like sailing out from like the middle of that, that's what that was. It was like a giant conflagration of matter and energy coming together to form a new being that immediately transcended reality as we understand it. So why did that just happen in orbit? You cannot tell me that Seeker like Seeker exploded and then it unexploded immediately after. Now I understand why that shot is there. It's there because it's the reference to the motion picture. It's a story involving V'ger. You know, it's a we're gonna have like this really cool shot of the player ship coming out of the V'ger thing. Like, I get why it's there, but I also don't understand what the hell just happened. Like, the things that have to happen in order for that sequence to happen did not happen. So what's going on? It's nitpicking. It's the most nittest of picks. But it still doesn't make any damn sense. And everybody's already getting drunk. And your face is... What the hell is going on with your face? Is that a scar or is that a texture error? Dude! That looks like a texture bug. Holy shit. Star Trek Online. It's a incredibly polished game with no bugs whatsoever.
It was an interesting day. A glorious battle, worthy of song. And then, a flash of light. I thought I was to meet the honored dead in Stovacor. But it was not to be.
There will be other battles, Captain.
Ha! There will indeed. Still, if that was the end for me, it would have been a good death. To die in battle against a god, defiant to the end, teeth bared, and a warrior's cry filling the air. It would have been glorious!
Kapla.
It is a curious thing what happened at Mars. Digitization. To be in the midst of combat, and then suddenly, nothing. It was painless, almost peaceful. We experienced nothing in our time away. For us, it seemed like no time had passed at all.
Fascinating.
After such an event, I look forward to more mundane pursuits. I believe I prefer threats like the Tal Shiar and the Syndicate over mad demigods, don't you?
I believe I do. So does the fan base, because they were immediately like, or the player base rather, they were immediately like, can we just have like a storyline of just nothing, no big cosmic threats, please? Because that is all we have had since the end of the friggin' Iconian War.
I can't help but wonder what Captain Kirk and the crew of his Enterprise would think of today's events. They had run-ins with cosmic entities and the Terran Empire too.
I think they would approve of the outcome.
I think you're right. A lot has changed since their time, but the Federation remains. It'll be nice to return to the role of explorer again. A role they boldly pursued.
Indeed. Until next time, Captain. Can't wait to see you in a casket, Sean, because I'm pretty sure Cryptic's gonna kill you off before this storyline's over.
For you, this operation is over. But for me, the work's just getting started.
How so?
Think about it. The Imperial Terran throne is vacant. The Mirror Universe is going to be a war zone until someone manages to rise above the din and take the crown. I'll be working with Ray Yeet to find out who takes the throne and what they plan to do with it once it's theirs.
Sounds like you have your work cut out for you. Good luck. You'll need it. And then there's you.
There you are. I wanted to thank you for sparing Wesley's life. Others in your position might not have, especially in the heat of battle, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, he's off to explore the universe with his new family. I suppose that was the best outcome, but I hope he doesn't forget his original family in the process.
I don't believe he will. I think you'll see him again. Someday. Did they forget they were writing Terran, Dr. Crusher?
These last few days are going to make for a very interesting chapter in my memoir, let me tell you. I'll be sure my biographer frames you in a good light, despite you being from, well, this universe.
Most gracious of you.
I'll be sure everyone gets their due. Believe me. You, the Inquisitor, Ilea, even old Painway herself.
Where is the Marshal, anyway?
Hard to say. Probably back on Voyager, fuming over not getting to kill Tilly. Not saying I rubbed it in or anything, but she's a little bit salty about that. If I were the Inquisitor, I'd keep my head on a swivel for a while.
I suspect she'll get over that in time.
This has been an interesting experience, Doppelganger. I'll not soon forget it, or you.
Meeting another version of yourself is a singular experience.
That's putting it mildly. You earned my respect today, but understand that next time we meet, it will most likely be as enemies. Perhaps one day we'll find out which of us is superior, and which is the reflection.
I'm pretty sure we already did when my antique galaxy blasted the shit out of your antique Defiant, and then we beat the crap out of you when you summoned your flunkies to hell. But, sure. Hang on to that hope.
The Federation, indeed the entire Alliance, owes you a debt of gratitude today. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
I'll let you get back to it then. You're cleared for departure whenever you're ready.
Thank you for saving the Earth. Now fuck off. We end this storyline on one of the most true to character things for Person's character. Starfleet Command thanking him for his help and telling him, now go fuck off back to the Beta Quadrant. Creepy music.
So, how does the crown look? Too much? Or not enough?
You wear it well. I hope you didn't bring me here to talk about fashion.
Oh, no, no. You and I have much more important things to discuss.
Then let's get to work, Empress.
Pink Borg. That is pink as hell. That ain't red. That's pink.
That was far too close for comfort. We're fortunate Ilea and V'ger arrived when they did. I can't say I'm entirely comfortable with leaving the Emperor's fate in their hands, but under the circumstances, I don't think we were given a better alternative.
Could have shot him.
One thing's for certain. The Terrans are without an Emperor. Whoever fills that void could be more trouble for us than Crusher was. If they give us more trouble, I know I can count on you to deal with it.
Somehow, I don't think they're going to be more trouble than having the capacity to delete Jupiter and Mars. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that we've probably topped out for a good long while here in terms of how much trouble somebody can cause us. You could have kept Pavo. You could have had Pavo. I don't think anybody would have cared if you had kept Pavo digitized. In fact, I'm pretty sure the whole galaxy would thank you if you kept the evil superweapon planet digitized. Like, all it takes is someone kicking over a crystal on that planet. All it takes is a little bit of elbow grease and harsh language and that planet turns into a gun pointed at the head of the universe. I don't think anybody would have minded if Pavo had just stayed on your hard drive. Just putting that out there. The only ones I think would have actually minded that would be Pavo itself. I'm not really too concerned with what Pavo thinks. Nah.